Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm your host, and I'm welcoming you to my review of Jungle Fever from 1991. We are returning back to Spike Lee with his film from 1991, Jungle Fever. And this obviously is a Spike Lee joint. Now, Jungle Fever is a movie I was really excited. I had a hard time trying to find this on DVD. They had a bunch of multi-packs, but they had it in like a Spike Lee box set that I didn't really want. But I wanted to find it, and I found this at Steve's. It was like a last-minute find. I was like, oh, Jungle Fever. I don't have this one yet. So I was excited. So did the excitement paid off? Let's find out. Let's run down the cast, and I'll talk about the plot of the film. So the movie stars Wesley Snipes, Annabelle Sciorra, I'm pronouncing that right, Spike Lee, who directed this movie as well, Ossie Davis, Ruby Dee, Samuel Jackson, Lynette McKee, John Turturro, Frank Vincent, and Anthony Quinn. Talk about a stacked cast. This movie actually, I believe Spike Lee wrote this. Yeah, he wrote this movie with the score by Terrence Blanchard with songs by Stevie Wonder. And the cinematography cinematography by Ernest Dickerson, who would go on to become a director himself. So yeah, this movie is very good. Let's talk about Jungle Fever. So I kind of read right here, Black architect Flipper Pufrey, I'm pronouncing it right, I'll say Flipper, begins an affair with his working-class Italian secretary, which causes them to be satirized, sanctions, cause them to be by their friends. I'm not even going to pronounce what that says. I'm bad with names, guys. Casting out their family and stunned by their neighbors in this morning view of inner city life. So that's really what this is about, pretty much. And it also says here, featuring original soundtrack by Stevie Wonder. It's not all Stevie Wonder. There's Frank Sinatra, Terrence Blanchard did the score, along with the Boys Choir Harlem, who helped out with this, and I think Frank Sinatra as well. And let me tell you right now, as I said before, this movie is good. Not great, but very good. I'll run down my thoughts on Spike Lee's movies that I have covered on the channel. I have covered Inside Man, Do the Right Thing, Mo Better Blues, and now I'm covering this. I have Clockers, and I am going to cover Clockers later on in the year. So I believe next month I'm going to cover Clockers. That's the one I'm excited to check out. This movie right here is really good. Now, like I said again, the start of the movie, the credits are great. They do begin the movie with a dedication of I did do research on this. There was a kid, I can't think of his name right now. It's something Martin. I can't pronounce his first name, but it shows a photo of him, and for those who don't know, he was murdered by I believe he was murdered by cops. I don't know the whole story. He passed on in '89 year I was. So it begins with a dedication by him. And then the film begins with the credits. You can tell like the credits are done by stop signs, so like you can see like, and then the stop signs with the song Jungle Fever, which I listened to that song audio only before I went to this movie, and it is incredible. The whole soundtrack by Stevie Wonder is just amazing. But Stevie Wonder's done a lot of good songs. Stevie Wonder is one of them artists. He did one song originally for his 1973 album Intervision, which also was in the movie. So that's not an original song, even though it says on here original soundtrack by album by Stevie Wonder. It's not all original songs. Just that song alone is the only song. I forget, I think it's like Living in the Summer, something like that. And it's great. But back to Jungle Fever. And it begins again with him, and he's with his wife, and I hope I don't get YouTube straight, but they're making love. So the daughter, his daughter, Flip's daughter, is like smiling, giggling, and then Ford says he gives you three, he gives you the 1, 2, 3, and just yanks the covers out of his daughter's bed. So he yanks the covers and makes her get up. So now she's eating breakfast, explaining, why are you hurting mommy? And then the mom explains that, well, what animals do. Just think about what animals do in real life. Then he walks his daughter to grade school, and now he's at the office. Enter Tim Robbins, who plays his boss, I believe. And then we're into Annabelle Sciorra, who, I didn't know this, but she was actually in the movie I covered on the channel a couple years back, The Hard Way, which I covered that. And I also have a movie called What Dreams May Come, which I will be covering that one with Robin Williams. So I will be covering that. She was also in Hand of Rock's Cradle. She's been in a ton of stuff, though. And she's good in that. She is just, I think the performances are great. Anthony Quinn, I watched a featurette on this. There's a making of on here. And this is Anthony Quinn's 270th movie. And he nails it. He plays Turturro's father. So John Turturro plays a guy who works at the candy shop. And he was also in Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. He's in the movie Clockers. Again, as I said, I had that movie. And I'll get to that movie when I get to it. But he's good in that movie. His brother Nick Turturro was also in this movie. He plays another Patriot as well. And he's good in that too. Almost the entire cast is just phenomenal. The guy, I can't think of his name. The guy with the goatee is actually played by the guy who go on to be in The Practice, I do believe. Michael Bellafuco? I can't even pronounce his last name. He's in that. Debbie Mazur, I didn't even know was in this movie. She was in Beethoven's Second, another movie from my childhood I cover on the channel. But anyways, I digress. So basically, Flip is buddies with Spike Lee's character Cyrus, who tells him that he's having an affair with another woman. So Annabelle Sciorra, I can't pronounce her character's name, but she lives with her father, Frank Vincent. He is not a nice guy. He's arrogant, and there's a scene alone where she starts dating him, and he literally starts ranting and abusing her for saying, you're dating him, you're dating that guy, and now I'm going to be scarred, and he's a complete racist. Lee does this thing where Lee does the whole thing tackling with like different relationships, not really police brutality. If you watch Do the Right Thing, that dealt with more of that. And this came out, and I hate to bring this up, but this movie was released in 1991. That was the same year the Rodney King beatings. The cops beating the crap out of Rodney King. So I kind of want to bring that up. He has that scene in the movie, and literally he's just, wow. The scene where the father beats up her is very hard to watch. I had a hard time watching that. Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee, they appear. They were actually married in real life. Ossie Davis is good. He plays Flip's father. And he doesn't like how he's dating Sciorra. So her character. He doesn't like her dating that character. And it sort of crisscrosses back and forth. And realize sometimes they're having a conversation, thinking that, is this guy a surfer? Is this guy like, I don't know. Is this guy like a regular average Joe? And then she explains, no, he's black. And then they freak out though, like it's something. and they don't freak out, they just panic. And then Cyrus is telling Flip that, oh, H-bomb, double H-bomb, that kind of thing, and he's worried about him, what's going to happen to him. Samuel Jackson plays Gator, he's a druggie. He's a big time druggie, and he's jacked up on drugs. He took the father's TV. I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but it is so haunting and chilling that the ending made me do this. Oh, like that. And wow, it went dark, really dark. You thought that scene? Well, I'm not going to give away much of that, so I'm not going to tell you how that happens, but it makes you think. So, I love Jungle Fever. Well, I shouldn't say I love Jungle Fever. It's not great. It's a very good movie, and Lee just nails it. Let's talk about, like I said before, Andy Quinn is great. He gets into a confrontation with his son, Tatiros' son, and he gets into conversation with him and tells him why you locked yourself in the bathroom, and he panics. He sort of does this, and he starts basically hitting his son, and then you really kind of feel bad for him. And lots of characters they just get beat up, and really that's the signature way that Lee does with his movies, is he'll tap into the person's brain, makes the audience think. The only problem I have with this movie, and this is the minor thing, he does these weird these like fade to black moments. Like he'll like fade, oh, is it over? No, still going on. Is it over? No, still going on. There's a scene where literally it felt like I was watching a Looney Tunes cartoon at times. Like it will show like Flip would be in bed, and all of a sudden, if you can see right here, it will go like this. It will go like that. It will somehow go like this, and then it will stop, and then went back to the movie. So that's my only problem. That's really the only complaint. So I think the performances are just incredible. John Turturro might be the standout in this movie. There's a lot of racial words, so be forewarned. There's a scene of abusement, but if you feel squeamish, you might not want to watch. If you feel squeamish about abuse in this movie, especially a woman getting thrown like a rag doll, you might want to just rewind past that. I want to bring that up. It might be hard for others, but be warned, viewer discretion's advised if you do watch that scene. But as I said before, everything else is just fantastic. This is barely going to crack my 10 best list. It's that good of a movie. It's a near masterpiece. If it had not done like the fade to black moments, or if it did not deal with her getting thrown like a rag doll by her father, who is a abusive racist man, but eventually comes out near then where he kind of apologizes to her. They don't show it, but eventually they do. If it didn't have those scenes and went there, also deals with the cops coming after Flip, but that's just minor. So I think that's going to be about it. I was surprised Turturro's in this, and Brad Dourif's in it as well. I think he plays the other guy, and it's really good. The Stevie Wonder song's incredible. The end credits where they show a lyric going past is probably the best end credits. It plays into, like, we hear Stevie Wonder sing the end credits song. It shows a lyric going right there, and then it shows a lyric going right there, then a lyric going right there, and so on and so forth. So, few touches like that, the best opening credits and the best end credits I've ever watched in any movie. And I all tops that off to an almost near masterpiece from Spike Lee. Those are just minor flaws. You might not find them flaws, and might find this a masterpiece. So, I like the idea. I even like the cover art. I like the idea of interracial couples. I covered a movie called Loving, which dealt with, well, loving. about about that couple trying to survive in the 1960s. And yeah, but that's not related to Jungle Fever. Jungle Fever is a whole different movie than Loving, but kind of want to bring that up. So yeah, at the end of the day, Jungle Fever is a must-see. I think there are flaws with it, but I think this is at least worth watching once. This movie's going to be on my 10 best list, despite the rating I'm going to give it. This was another hard rating. I had to go back and forth. I watched beginning like, oh great, it's going to do one of those. Then I kept watching it, that this movie is very heartbreaking at times. It can be very hard to watch. Sorry for the glare, guys. I don't know why we have this glare, but let's just continue. And so, yeah, I think the best parts have to probably be Totoro. I will say this, I will say it's Wesley Snipes is one of those actors. I don't want to bring this up again, but Wesley Snipes is a very hit and miss actor. He can put on some good performances. He's good in Major League, the first Major League. He's good in this. If you can ignore his personal life, I think he's very talented. Though, as I was watching the movie, I kept like almost shouting, "Samuel Jackson beer!" The whole time when he started yelling, I kept like thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna give myself a Samuel Jackson." I just keep thinking of Dave Chappelle when I think of Samuel Jackson. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's really about it. So yeah, good performances. I will be covering What Dreams May Come, which is another Annabelle Sciorra. I'm sorry, I'm butchering last names. But she would portray Robin Williams' wife in that movie, which I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. And everything else about it. And like I said, I look forward to watching Clockers, but if this is good, I'm sure Clockers is going to be great. But we'll get to Clockers when I get to Clockers. So, yeah, Jungle Fever, it's a must-watch, guys. I think that's all I'm going to say about this movie. So let's go ahead and rate this right now. Now, this was another tough one. I had to go back and forth between, was this going to be a 3 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5? Was it going to be a 3, a 4? I don't know. At first it was going to be 3. I thought it was going to be, then as I was watching the movie, it was a 4. And then I thought I'll just lock it in and maybe give it a 4, maybe go back to 3. I don't know. So let's go ahead and rate this right now. I'm going to give Jungle Fever a 4 out of 5. This was a hard rating because there are a lot what I was going to rate the movie. It was a hard rating. It was a hard call. But it was a good call. I thought, oh, it's going to be a 3 out of 5, but after second thirds into the film, it got better. Oh, I forgot to mention Halle Berry is also in this movie. She plays Gator's girlfriend. And yeah, so I figured, yeah, sure, what the hey, let's go ahead and give this a 4 out of 5, and I'm going to lock in that rating. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for sure. So yeah, go give Jungle Fever a watch. This is definitely a movie I would easily recommend. It's not, I will say this, there are moments like that. Those are less and far few between. The moments that I said in it might be a bit squeamish for others, especially it gets very dark near the end of the movie. But if you ignore all that, I had a fun time with Jungle Fever. I thought it was just an almost near masterpiece. But it's a good movie. It's definitely going to go onto the Universal shelf if I do have the room. Not totally sure yet, but we'll see. So I figured, yeah, sure, why not? This is a fun movie to watch. And if you like Spike Lee and you want to see a good sort of dramedy, definitely check out Jungle Fever. So that's my review of Jungle Fever. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get the video notifications so you don't miss a single video on the channel. I'm also on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check me out there as well. I rate the movies before I review them. In addition to the Universal movie reviews, I have DreamWorks reviews, I have Vlog City videos, collection updates, just tons of content on the channel, so check out the channel, see what you can find. And yeah, there's lots of content to keep you guys busy. So as I said, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and ring the bell to get all the video notifications. All the video notifications so you don't miss a single video on the channel. Also, before I end the video, I wanted to say there are bonus trailers in this. There's a theatrical trailer and bonus trailers. If you go into the cast and filmmakers bio, you get bonus trailers to other movies. Universal did this thing where they had the more like Easter eggs, but I kind of wanted to bring that up before I close out the video. So yeah, as I said before, give Jungle Fever a watch. It's definitely one of the better Spike Lee movies. As I said, it's not as good as Do the Right Thing. It was better than Mo Better Blues, which I thought was just okay. This totally improved on Mo Better Blues. Spike nailed an almost masterpiece. It seemed like he hit a home run, he hit a strike with Mo Better Blues, and now he hit a curveball and hit an almost home run. Basically, he swung and hit into a home run, whatever you want to say. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Check out Jungle Fever. Definitely a movie that's worth watching, in my opinion. So that's it, guys. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies.